The next presenter is Professor Hisaki Kono at Kyoto University, representing the papers on nudging by beauty.
The project titled Nudging My Beauty, joint work with Mihaji and Naoko and Yasu and Tomomi. So the idea is that most of the health intervention providing the information show limited effectiveness. And mostly it is due to the failure in considering the choice architecture, which means that the context of decision making. So in this way, we try to improve the salience of the information by beauty nudge, which may help improve the effectiveness of the information provision. And actually, there are so many evidence that women are beauty conscious. For example, being beautiful makes women happier and improves their economic outcomes and marital bargainings, or they spend more time and money for beauty and enhancement than men. For example, 28% more time, or more than $600 per year for spending. And then in this paper, we try to evaluate the GTouch said workshop, which focuses on health, hygiene, nutrition, sanitation, but focusing on the importance of these factors for skin conditions. So kind of beauty nudge. If you improve these factors, if you improve health, hygiene, then it is good for your skin. Then this is not an RCT. So we conduct a survey for similar villages as a control, and then use high-dimensional propensity score to construct the counterfactual, finding that substantial impact on health and hygiene practice, as well as social relationship and subjective well-being. And unfortunately, this project doesn't have the treatment without beauty nudge. So in order to identify, or in order to infer the impact of beauty nudge, we rely on the existing literature using the meta-analysis to get some estimates of the project treatment without beauty nudge. So here are the interventions. This is done by Shiseido, which is a cosmetic company and a skincare product company. The intention was to empower women by improving their skin condition and self-confidence. If you get more beautiful, then you can be more confident. And the target is young rural women who are a little bit well off. Then the workshop consists of 3 sessions: face wash, sun protect, and gel clean. And then in each session, they demonstrate how to use their own products. And the attendance rate was quite high. And then with the demonstration of the skincare products, they also provide basic knowledge regarding hand washing, laundry, nutrition, cooking, sleeping, and smoking, stressing that these are really important for improving your skin conditions. And then they use flip chart like this. And then these are participants. And they also use their products to advertise. Then they actually show how to wash their hand, how to wash their face, and laundry as well. So this is kind of product design. And then the original survey was conducted by an external consultant company. Unfortunately, this is not RCT. They surveyed 5 treatment villages and only 1 control. And we found that there's a significant differences, substantial differences in village characteristics between treatment and control. So this is the map. So these are treatment villages and only 1 control villages. And so we conducted a follow-up survey in 2015 with additional 6 control villages from surrounding villages. First, we collected village level characteristics, and then compute the Mahalanobis score, which measure the distance to the each treatment unit, and then select the 6 control villages with the lowest Mahalanobis scores to make that control villages are quite similar to the treatment villages. And then from these control villages, we select 50 women. And then because most of the participants in the workshop were unmarried, so we double the sampling probability for unmarried women. And then we collect the baseline information as a recall base. So you may concern about the recall bias, but yeah, there's some recall bias, but the result is quite robust to kind of controlling the recall bias. And then in the questionnaire, there are so many variables. So if we test like 100 outcomes, then even though the null is correct, but we're gonna find 5 outcomes gonna reject the null. So to control that, first we aggregate scores as in the clean cats. So aggregate this score is simply compute these scores for each outcome and then average. We also compute the factor analysis based score, which give the weight for each outcome in the same category. So we have 9 aggregate category, 9 aggregate scores. For beauty, which is kind of first stage. First, look at if this program have any impact on their beauty consciousness, like skincare product usage or skincare, skin condition, or skincare behavior. And then the main outcome is health. So hygiene control, hand washing practice, laundry, or any knowledge on the washing behavior. And diet, especially nutrition and cooking. And health behavior is kind of the outcome which only collect the outcome which related to the action behavior. And we also collect the data on the empowerment, like decision making and social relationship. And also collected subjective well-being, like Rosenberg's self-esteem, happiness, or K6 mental health. And so this is a summary stats. And then this is a summary stats of the outcome variables. And then aggregated scores and F scores are quite positively correlated. And then another thing we have to consider is selection into treatment. Even though we collected the data from the similar villages, similar control and similar treatment, but participation into the program was not random. And actually in the original survey, in the treated village, only those who showed interest to the program was surveyed. But in the control, we randomly select a sample. So it is not an apple-to-apple comparison. So in order to find some matches which is similar to the treatment village respondents, we utilize high-dimensional covariate balancing propensity score developed by Nimpen and Imai, published in Biometrica 2020, to control for a large number of the potential confounders. The procedure is first get some initial guess of the propensity score, and then using that propensity score, get the model of the outcome. I mean, the prediction of the outcome, and then select some subset of the variables which gonna affect outcome. And then only these variables gonna be important. So then compute the propensity score that balance the covariates, this subset of the covariates. And then estimate, and then compute the propensity score. And then by weighting, we can estimate the average treatment effect. And this procedure is doubly robust in the sense that either of the outcome model or propensity score model is correct. And these are covariates. Because it's also include baseline outcome variables to control for any differences. And then, well, without adjustment, there are differences in like married or number of your children or that scores. But after propensity score adjustment, then the difference between treatment and control is almost same because we balance the treatment covariates and control covariates. And some variables, some baseline variables are different, but this is due to the fact that for skincare, the baseline outcome variable is not a good predictor for the end-brain outcome, so it doesn't matter so much. Anyway, the balance is quite nice. And this is the results. So the treatment improved the skincare product usage, skincare, or skincare behaviors. So it showed that our program, which focusing on the beauty, actually induced people to care about the skincare. And then, given that, Then if you look at the skincare condition and self-reported one, then results are going to be a little mixed, but this is mainly because if they understand the skincare, then they identify the problem more easily. So, they found out more problem, then they report skin conditions are a little bit lower.
You have 1 minute.
1 minute?
Yes.
Then if you have hygiene control, then it improves a lot. And then it also improves decision making, social relationship, or happiness as well. And then anyway, it shows the significant impact, and the magnitude is going to be quite large, but we don't know how to interpret this. So we conduct a literature survey, finally identify 12 papers with 115 effect sites. This is a distribution of the standardized effect. And this is the forest plot. This is the confidence intervals. And then conduct a 3-level meta-analysis. And the effect sites depend on the overall mean, and allowing for the heterogeneity of the program. This can program impact can be different across program, and also multiple outcome going to be reported in the same sample. So each sample going to be correlated. And then this is a result showing that from meta-analysis, the average impact confidence interval is quite wide, including 0, replicating the limited effectiveness. And then if we only include battery and behavioral change, then, confidence interval still includes 0. And then our effect size is quite large. And then if we allow normality assumptions and independence assumptions, then 95th percentile of the effect size is 0.196. And 95 confidence interval of the 95% top 5 effect size is this range. Or if you look at column 6, that one is this range, which is much smaller than.
I have to correct, and you have, sorry, you used, you had 6 minutes, not 1 minute. My mistake.
Okay.
So yeah, you don't need to rush up. Sorry about that.
Yeah, okay.
You have 2 minutes now. Yeah, so.
Yeah, sure. Okay, so especially basically in the 3-level meta-analysis, we allow for the heterogeneity in the effect sites across the interventions, because each intervention is going to be different and the local context is going to be matter. And then if you look at the multiple outcome in the same sample, in the same studies, then each outcome going to be correlated, which should be taken into account when we compute the standard errors or confidence intervals. So this 3-level meta-analysis will appropriately deal with that if this normality assumption is correct. And then first is the overall. Then here, 3 and 4, we include first factor of the factor analysis based on 88 word development indicators, which capture the difference of the circumstances on the program impact. And this is the predicted value for Bangladesh. And then finally, this is the impact predicted by the meta-analysis for the intervention without beauty nudge. So this confidence interval is quite smaller than our confidence interval of the impact. For example, hygiene 0.554 or diet 1 point. Health behavior is also this value. So our intervention is much more effective than the top 5% of the existing interventions, showing that nudging, beauty nudge improve the program effectiveness quite substantially. So here's the conclusion. Beauty nudge increase the efficiency of information interventions in terms of the hygiene, diet, decision making. Women had more bargaining power in the household, and they expand social relationship. They become more happy. And if we look at existing literatures, we can infer that, attracting the attention by tailoring the information contents in your context beauty nudge is really effective and can have the potential for improving the effectiveness of the information provision. Yeah, thank you very much. That's it. Wow.
Thank you so much. Yep. Now in the Q&A session, is there anybody who want to ask questions? I strongly encourage you to put in the chat box. My question is that, can you explain why combining beauty focus and other health intervention could be stronger than other, like just health intervention? Basically, you are not comparing just health intervention and health plus beauty, right? It's basically your innovation is health plus beauty, and compared to other health interventions from the other papers. So the setting or others are different, but there could be some explanation why. Why people people behave, why they respond much more than more. Why can you explain the mechanism?
Yeah, basically, if they learn that this is good for beauty, I mean, health, nutrition is really good for beauty, like how to cook, how many salt we have to use is affecting your beauty, skin condition, then, well, that attract the young women's attention. That result in the larger behavioral change, as well as the knowledge improvement. That's a mechanism.
Right. If that is the case, do you have the measure how much they care about their beauty? Like some women care much more than the other woman. So if your explanation is true, your innovation has stronger impact for those who care more about the beauty, right?
Yeah, that's right. Actually, we did that, but we didn't find like any heterogeneity. For example, if you look at the women who use hair salon, will they respond more? But no differences. If I mean, most of the women respond in the same way. They showed interest. Maybe partly because only the women have interest, showing the interest in the program, enter this our survey. So our sample is going to be a selected one. So that's why we cannot find enough variation in the attitude.
Yeah, that should be a puzzle. And I mean, if your story is correct, you must find at least a bigger impact for those people who care about the beauty. So that's something.
True. Yeah, this is a limitation. Our sample is selected.
Another thing is that like you survey the control village later after and the sampling strategy between the treatment arm and control groups are different. I think you definitely knew that this is not ideal setting. Why did you do that? There must be some mistake, right?
Yeah, because this is the thing what we can do. Actually, this is kind of first stage survey. First, we had a project on estimating the impact of beauty for like impact of the makeup for making women more confident, or which may affect the social relationship as well. Like what's going to be the counterfactual world without makeup, cosmetics. So we try to kind of provide some first baseline studies, and then try to conduct a further program, but finally it ended here. So we only use this information to.
Oh, I see. So that's from the implementation limitation.
Yeah.
Got it. Sometimes governments like they don't allow randomized control trial. Sometimes donors stop to donating money. So okay. So
kind of the local communities was against randomizing. So we try to set up the lab here, but we cannot get the consent from the local leaders.